You know, Lonzo, can you talk about how you met Dr. Dre?
Dr. Dre and Eazy came at the same time. It's pretty much the same way. In fact,
I'll be back in 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
Okay. This is some Dre wouldn't know because he was a fucking baby when it happened. I know it sounds crazy, but it's honest to God truth. Dre's dad and mom and my older sister, I have a sister a little older than me, that's 11 years older than me. They were it was all buddies. My dad had a lawn cutting service, and everybody worked with my dad. So when Dre's dad had Dre, he came down to my house, was talking to my older sister. Hey, I just had a little boy. And I'm sitting there, 8 or 9 year old kid, ear hustling. And that was the first time I heard the name Andre. And it didn't Andre. I'm used to Elmers and Johns and Bobs and Franks. Andre, what the fuck is Andre? And I heard the name as a kid and didn't register until even that night at the club when he came to me. It didn't register who the fuck he was until maybe about 6 or 7 months later. I realized he was the same kid that his dad told my mom about. Now I know people say, what the fuck you remember some shit like that? I remember some of the damnedest fucking shit, okay, for whatever reason. But again, like I said, Dre's dad lived on my street. And him and my dad, he worked with my dad for a while. His name was Theodore. And my older sister knew them all. My mom knew everybody. You know, we lived in the street called Compton Avenue, but they dubbed it Plum Nelly. And every year, well, for a while, they used to have a Plum Nelly reunion. That's some top secret shit I only shared on this channel right here. Plum Nelly. I don't even know what the fuck it means, but it is. That was they dubbed our street. It was Plum Nelly. And Dre's mom used to give reunions for Plum Nelly at her house from back in the day. Real talk.
Oh, dope. Let's stay for a few more minutes and talk about how you met Ice Cube while we're at it.
Well, I met Ice Cube hanging out with Dre, and we were doing Wrecking Crew. We weren't the judges, but we were at the at World on Wheels when they lost to Shampoo Press and Curl. And it was really a heartbreaking thing because, you know, Cube kind of blew up at the DJ for starting the song the wrong way, you know, and I think they kind of had it in for him anyway because Cube and them was good. They were calling themselves the Stereo Crew at that time. The Stereo Crew was pretty good, but Shampoo Press and Curl had a different thing about them. They were three dudes that they had this fly ass head. They could dance. They had this little funny ass dance they did. And they brought all their folks from Washington down, and they kicked ass and they won the contest. And Cube then felt like they got cheated, but what they didn't know is I'd already talked to Larkin Arnold, my executive producer at CBS, about getting them a record deal. So when they lost from K-Day, we just rushed to the studio, did a quick demo because they had a song out called "Fly Girl." And that was the hit song back then.
Fly Girl. That was my shit.
And we came back and made an anthem record called "She's a Skag," and that's real shit. We made "She's a Skag." Larkin Arnold loved it, and they gave us a single deal. I had to go out and hire lawyers to fuck with my lawyer. Plus, we had to go to court. It was a mess, man. It was a mess. It almost made me not want to mess with teenagers because, you know, you just can't sign a teenager. They can't sign a contract. Even their moms and dads legally can't sign a contract without the judge's approval. It's called the Jackie Coogan law. Some crazy ass shit that happened back in the 40s and 50s that they still impose today. But it was a good thing. But it worked out. Record didn't do nothing. The only time we made any money on the record was when Michael Jackson played it. And if you listen to I think it is either Thriller, you hear it very faintly in the beginning of Thriller. Michael Jackson actually used the record. It's a scene where there's a radio in the Thriller or Billie Jean. One of them.
Okay.
I think it might be Billie Jean. Might have been Billie Jean.
Was that with Katie? Was that where Katie was on the group also? Because Michael Jackson was one of CIA, I think.
Huh?
Was it the CIA?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was I'm Bad, I think. I think it was I'm Bad.
I'm Bad. Oh, yeah. It's a scene where there's a radio being played in the very beginning.
Katie talked about it on my show, yep.
Yep. And in the very beginning, you hear it very faintly in the background. And that's CI, that's Stereo Crew. And it kind of caused a problem because we didn't know they did it. They did it as a promotion But the guys thought they should have got paid for it, but they don't pay you for music videos. Okay, music videos don't make money, so it just and nobody understanding the game that well. Not even me, not even I understood the game that well to make it make a accurate call, and it caused a little rift because I thought I ripped them off, and I didn't know they did this shit. They told the stereo crew told me. Anyway, it's just one of them things, man, that, shit, it is what it is, folks.
There it is. And let's do the last one, and maybe we can wrap it up, and you can also wrap it up with what you have coming up, because I know you're traveling a lot, and you can give everybody an idea of what you have going on. And before I even get into this last person, I want to encourage everybody out there to check out Alonzo's book, Not Without Alonzo, wherever books can be sold. Not Without Alonzo, where he tells the truth about West Coast hip-hop. If you are a hip-hop enthusiast, a hip-hop nerd like myself, you would really enjoy this. But let's talk about the last person, Lonzo, because you still travel with this brother and you're still doing business with him as well. DJ Yella. Where did you meet DJ Yella, and what do you guys have coming up next?
DJ Yella, he probably had the most interesting story, entry to World Class Wrecking Crew, because I had, it was back in the day as a promoter, we hung posters to promote. It was physical labor. We had to get out at 12 o'clock at night, and we hang posters to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to promote Eve After Dark. And some cats come along and snatch your shit down. It was a major violation, bottom line. Somebody need to ass whoop. So what I did, I got pissed off, and I wanted somebody with a car to go out and snatch down every poster on the wall, and I put out a bounty for every poster that was on the walls, on any pole in Los Angeles. And I told them dance promoters, but Yella brought back dance promoters, Lost Dogs, Car Wash, everything I could possibly bring back, he brought to me. And he had a little white Monarch, little Berkeley Monarch, little ugly car, like a fake ass Seville. Anyway, and when he came back, I had to respect his hustle. I paid him. And he hung around for a minute, and about 2 weeks after that, I think it was, shortly after that, my main DJ, because I stopped playing that much, my main guy, Dr. Rock, had left the record crew and moved to Texas. So I needed somebody to fill in the slot, because I ran the Eve After Dark like a radio station. Everybody had slots, so I had a slot open up. So he said he could DJ. I gave him a slot, and he stuck around from that point on. And he came back to the crew. Not officially back to the crew, but he came back to hang out with me about 2 years ago, right before right when COVID first hit. He made I went to his first of all, he became a born again Christian, cut all the porn out and shit. And it was right around this time, because I remember I saw his pastor at the Christmas parade, and he said the next day Yella was going to make his testimony in church. And that day at the church, he says he wanted to apologize to people that he hurt. And he said, I want to apologize to you. And I was looking around, and he said, you, Lonzo Williams. I'm like, huh? And I never was mad at him. I didn't know he was mad at me. But he said, yeah, I was mad at you. And he never could tell you. He said, I don't know why, but I was mad at you. And shortly after that, his pastor he had a dream. And his pastor told him, hey, man, the dream told him to come back and get with Lonzo. And he came by here, and we had like a 3 or 4 hour conversation. It was like we never missed a day. And we've been hanging out ever since. Me, him, and clientele. We do book signings together. He still does this thing independently. I do mine as well. But we get together. We usually get together a couple times a month and go out and do events, do book signings and whatever. Anyway, February 1st here in LA, Chase Bank is doing a Black History Month event, and myself, DJ Yella, and clientele will be doing a book signing and a presentation at Chase Bank down in LA Live. You can go to Eventbrite and register. It's only 50 people allowed. It's a real private situation. Free food, free drinks, but it limited it to 50 people. So you need to register ASAP if you want to be a part of it. And it's right down there, like I say, across the street from the Crypto Center. And February 1st, a Wednesday, from 6 to 8. You might want to get there about 5:30 because it's going to start on time, because we got to be out there by 8:15. And that's what we got going.